Woo! What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Talking NASCAR podcast. It's just not another random episode, though. It's the 100th episode. Woo! Yeah, baby! Woo! Let's go. Gary's here, and as a special honor, I'm going to pop open a cold one for everybody. Cheers to not the 8th episode, but the 100th episode.
Jesus Christ. Let me just say this, he actually put beer into that. So just FYI.
Anybody who knows me knows I hate beer. Also, I'm going to be looking over in this direction a bunch. I'm down to one monitor. Just found that out. So, I don't know what the fuck's going on with my main monitor, but I still got this monitor here that's rolling. So, we should be fine. However, it's a little concerning going forward. Anyway, 100th episode. I mean, it's really, really awesome and pretty crazy that we are to 100 episodes. I remember when we came up with the idea for the podcast, it wasn't even conceivable that we could even get to 100 episodes. I mean, it's been over 2 years now since we started the podcast, and just been doing it, every week. In fact, it was Jeffofthemellows' idea. Out of anybody that could have came up with an idea for a NASCAR podcast, Jeffofthemellows did it, which is pretty crazy. But we've been rolling ever since. I know it's been great. So
Actually, he told me to tell you that. I said I should do like a NASCAR podcast because I was thinking of doing a NASCAR podcast by myself. And then he said, "Why don't you just ask Tyler?" Because he likes NASCAR too. So I mean, you two together, it'd be perfect. Oh,
what? And look at that. Here we are. Doing the podcast has been great. It's been nice. It's been kind of the way that Garry has gotten into our kind of the main Pringleson and Company circle, and it's been really nice having Garry along for not just this podcast, but other projects such as a couple of other vlogs and Meebo tournaments and a bunch of other stuff. So we have the podcast to obviously thank for that. So thank you, podcast, for bringing us Garry. And it's just been a lot of fun to do it. Having a way to talk about NASCAR, for videos on a consistent basis when it's a big part of my life and has been for a long time. And I know it's been a big part of Gary's life too. It's been really nice to be able to have a distinct spot to work it into the schedule. I know that I can't always, with a big backlog and a lot of other things just going on with life, it's really hard to always kind of do that. But with this podcast, it's been a great way to do that and to knock that stuff out. So it's been really, really nice on that front. And it's been really, really fun to continue doing it. We do have a special announcement for the commemoration of the 100th episode of the podcast. We will drop that near the end of the episode. Nothing really else too crazy I got on the docket for today other than getting slammed, obviously. There's nothing actually in here. I hate beer, but I thought it'd be fun to drink out of it. I do have another drink review to do as well, like I said last week. And of course, we got to review everything that went on with Homestead as the season continues to wind down. We're down to just now 2 races to go in the season. We got a lot of stuff to go over as far as that goes. We got some silly season stuff, including some penalties post Homestead to talk about. Of course, our very special announcement. And then at the end, we will preview this weekend's action at Martinsville. So as we kick off the month of November. Crazy enough. So pretty cool there. But, kind of cracked open a cold one with this one. Let's actually crack open a cold one with a drink review. This one is Sprite Chill Cherry Lime. we all know Sprite as a lemon lime flavor, but they're taking the lemon out of it and putting cherry in instead. Also, Sprite Chill. I don't know what they mean by chill, but we're about to find out. Eli had this. He said it was really good. But we're going to find out how good it is right now. Smells pretty good. Nothing crazy. Smells alright. See how it tastes.
Smells alright, he says.
3, 2, 1.
No, nothing. Nothing.
I mean, I can taste the cherry. It's not very strong. I mean, I don't really get where the chill part of it comes from.
Maybe there's weed in it.
I'm going to be drunk and high today. How do you feel about that on the podcast?
Episode 100, high and drunk.
That'll be the 420th episode. I'll get stoned.
Yeah, we'll both. Before we get into it, we'll just have I'll be hanging out with you, and then I'll be like, here, have a blunt before we get into this.
I mean, it's good.
And then we'll say before it, for Snoop.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg will be dead by then, so we'll be doing like a seven blunt salute or whatever the fuck it's called.
1, 2, 3.
No. We'll go through a blunt, and then we'll do another one, and we'll do another one, do another one, do another one.
420 blunts later.
We'll be
guys, I think this is the last NASCAR podcast.
We'll have Snoop Dogg on in the episode because we'll also be dead.
Hi, welcome to heaven. We smoked 420 blunts. Snoop Dogg in heaven. While we're in heaven, we'll be like, you know what? I respect you.
True.
Then again, he smoked a whole fucking weed cake. So, I mean, he's the all-god.
This is true. My score for this, though, a 7. It's good. Just cherry Sprite, really, but it's still good. But now I got something to actually drink during the podcast. Now we can get into Homestead. What should be the season finale still is not. It's the third to last race. All 3 series were in action. And there was some controversy in the truck race early on. After Connor Jones intentionally wrecked Mac Mills, sending Matt Mills hard into the wall, and his truck caught on fire, pancaked the side of that thing. It's still kind of unclear what set the incident off to begin with, but it was pretty severe. Matt Mills had to be taken to the hospital after the wreck, and seems like he's going to be okay. I mean, we're a few days, it's almost a week, I guess at the time of this going out, a week removed from that. No, almost a week removed from the race. And there hasn't been really any severe updates on his condition. It seems like he's okay. He's going to be okay at least. But, still a very, very scary wreck. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know what set off the wreck. There was no prior other wreck or anything like that. So I don't know what went on there. But pretty crazy stuff to start that race. And then the race was kind of meh for the truck race. Fuel mileage came into as a factor near the end of the race, with drivers trying to stretch the load. As far as the playoff drivers went, Nick Sanchez had actually ran out of gas on the last lap of the race, so that set him back a good amount of positions. Meanwhile, on the other end, Grant Enfinger was able to get the win in pretty dominant fashion, and is now locked in to the championship 4. So good job, Grant Enfinger. He will be back in the championship for the second straight year and has a shot to rewrite the wrong that could have been at the championship race last year for him and maybe secure one this time. As far as the Xfinity Series went, tires were a huge deal here. Tires were going down all over the place. Tire wear was a huge deal, which we've never really seen at Homestead before. The surface isn't necessarily that old. It got reconfigured in 03. I don't think it's had a repave since then. But I've never really heard of tires being a huge deal there. But for the Xfinity Series, they were this week. Lights went for a spin early on. That wasn't really anything crazy. But then I guess the biggest wreck, which really wasn't that huge, was between Josh Williams and Ryan Truex as they got together going into turn 1 early in the third stage. Both those drivers going around. But like the truck race, it was a pretty bland, just calm Xfinity race overall. Those were the two biggest incidents throughout the day. And the win would end up going to Austin Hill, the driver that everybody said was only good on super speedways, won on a not super speedway track. And so Austin Hill will be fighting for a championship as well at Phoenix for the Xfinity Series. Has locked his way into the championship for as well. So good job, Austin Hill. I was in the camp that believed that he can only win on restrictor plate tracks. Guess that's not the case. As he pulled off a pretty convincing win. There were some good battles midway through the race, but he definitely pulled away at the end and was able to get it done. Mm-hmm. Then the Cup race. Also kind of meh till the end. Justin Haley had a terrible day. He got a really good qualifying run, though, and then got spun on the first lap. So that was great. It's kind of funny because, everybody was talking about Corey LaJoie being a terrible driver, and he still is a terrible driver. But I think the last few weeks that he's been with Rick Ware and, Justin Haley went from Rick Ware to the 7, Corey LaJoie hasn't really done a lot of wrecking. And now Justin Haley, after being pretty decent at Rick Ware, is terrible at Spire, and he's wrecking all the time. So maybe it's not the driver, maybe it's the car. And then, so only a few races left, and we needed to win in fantasy to have any chance at the championship. And we picked Kyle Larson, and we thought we were going to, put it out there right now, a little bit of foreshadowing. We picked Tyler Reddick. We wanted to pick Tyler Reddick, and we had already picked him the maximum amount of times, which was 3. So we took Kyle Larson instead. Larson was doing all right till he had a flat tire and hit the wall. Thankfully, Larson likes to run up near the wall, so he didn't have a ton of damage and just had a setback, so he was able to continue. And then Justin Haley spun again in the third stage. Went around. It was a terrible day for him in that Chili's car. Fuck Chili's. That's why you're doing bad, because Chili's is bad. And then the chaos picked up at the end of the race. Let's set the stage here, okay? It's been a back and forth effort, and Ryan Blaney has the lead. But Kyle Larson, after being almost a lap down outside the top 30, has rallied all the way back. He's got the fresher tires. Tires were also a very big deal in this race. There was a lot of tire wear going on. It kind of felt like a Darlington race with all the tire wear going on. But Kyle Larson's got just fresher tires. He's going for the lead. He's got a huge run going into turn 3. But there's a lapped car. And guess who it is? It's fucking Austin Dillon. And Austin Dillon blocks Kyle Larson. So Kyle Larson goes underneath. And he's pinned in between Blaney and Dillon and spins out again. Why? Why does this happen to every fantasy pick every week?
Oh my god. Imagine you get your guy correct at Phoenix. Imagine it.
That'd be more of a slap in the face than anything.
True.
But Larson still had a chance. He only lost one spot because of the spin, because they were really far ahead. And everybody had to pit. This is the last pit stop. So what does Larson's crew do? Has probably the worst pit stop of their entire season, and he loses 4 spots in the pits. You're a championship winning crew, and with the season on the line, you have your worst pit stop. Seriously, what the fuck? Oh well, Kyle Larson was out of the race basically at that point. Then we got an exciting restart. You remember how I said we wanted to pick Tyler Reddick? Well, guess what? Tyler Reddick won! Of course, the guy who we wanted to pick, but couldn't because we already took it 3 times, actually fucking won! The last lap pass against passing Ryan Blaney on the last lap. To win, and yeah, he's in the final 4.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss that you had.
Great strategy on Reddick's part. Credit to him. He pitted right before the caution, got the track position back, and then pulled off an amazing move on Ryan Blaney.
Like, used the entire high line of the wall and just said, yeah, I'm going to take this. See you later, McQueen.
It's impressive. I mean, I like Reddick. I do. It's nice that he's going to be able to fight for a championship, his first title with Michael Jordan and everything. That's a really cool story. But I'm pissed off. Fantasy regards. Yeah. So that wasn't fun. Regardless, still happy for Reddick. It was a good finish, too. Really good finish. To an otherwise pretty boring weekend at Homestead. I mean, the other 2 finishes weren't that great. There weren't any crazy wrecks. Outside of the Matt Mills one. It was just okay. Maybe a calm before the storm with Martinsville coming up, but we know Martinsville sucks with this car, so it could just be a...
Trust me, I tried it with iRacing, with the trucks. It sucks.
Before we go over the points, do have a couple of penalties. This should not be too much of a surprise, but Connor Jones got suspended for one race after wrecking Matt Mills, so he will not be racing the truck race at Martinsville. Shocker. Also for the truck series was another penalty. Lane Riggs, as crew chief, is suspended for 1 race after the team got an L1 penalty for unsecured brackets. They were also docked 10 points following that. So those were the only 2 penalties post Homestead, both of them in the truck series. So let's go over the point standings real quick here. See how things shake up as we get towards the end of the season. So now for the truck series, Nick Sanchez, after running out of gas on the last lap of the race, sits in 8th, 43 points back. He's pretty much in a must-win situation. Tyler Ankrum also pretty much in a must-win situation, 41 back. And then Taylor Gray is 24 back, and Raja Karuth is 22 back. They will need superb runs at Martinsville, as well as some fuck-ups from the guys above the cut line to even have a shot on points, but they're probably just going to want to go all in for the win. Which leaves a comfortable buffer for the top 4 going in. Obviously, Grant Enfinger is already locked in based off of his win. And then Ty Majeski is 4th. He's 22 back. He just needs to have a pretty solid run, get some stage points, and he should be good. And Christian Eckes and Corey Heim are pretty much both already locked in on points. 38 to the good and 49 to the good. So it's pretty much guaranteed that they are going to be fighting for the championship in Phoenix. The only real question is probably going to be that 4th place spot, with who might get in. So that is it for the Truck Series. For the Xfinity Series, obviously Austin Hill is locked in with his win. So is AJ Allmendinger. So those two will definitely be fighting for the championship. There is just 2 more spots up for grabs. Sammy Smith is in a must-win situation. He's had a terrible round of 8. He is 95 points back. So he's definitely in a must-win situation. Sam Mayer, same situation, 47 points back. Jesse Love, 35 points back. I think he's pretty much in a must-win situation as well. And Chandler Smith, like we said earlier, he's going to need to probably sweep the stages and hope that his competitors have some issues because he is 28 back. And then the other 2 drivers currently to the good on points. Cole Custer and Justin Allgaier, 28 to the good and 35 to the good. Like we said, they just need to have decent runs, maybe snag some stage points. They'll be fine to fight for the championship. So barring any major collapse, both the Truck and Xfinity Final Four should be pretty much set. Barring a crazy win. It's Martinsville, we know what can happen, but that's how it looks. For the Cup Series, though, obviously now Tyler Reddick and Joey Logano are both locked in to the Final Four, so we will have a representative from 2311 and Penske, Toyota and Ford. As far as the other 2 spots, it's a little bit tighter of a race. Chase Elliott's pretty much in a must-win situation, 43 points back. Same with Ryan Blaney, who is 38 points back. Despite both of them having good runs at Homestead, they just had too much of a deficit to overcome to really be anywhere near a good point spot. Denny Hamlin is 18 points back. He can still make it in on points, but he's again going to have a pretty good run at Martinsville, a track that he's done okay at in the past. And the big shock, Kyle Larson, 7 points back, going in. And then as far as the 2 that are still above the cut line, William Byron also, after having a pretty mediocre first couple races in this round, is only 7 points ahead of the cut line. And Christopher Bell has a cushion, but is not safe either at 29 ahead. But he'll probably make it, but that last spot is still very much up for grabs. So really, that one, I think the Cup Series is definitely going to be an interesting one to watch as far as points go. But still should set up some there's a lot of drivers that are going to be desperate for a win, so we should see some pretty aggressive racing at Martinsville to fight for that championship for. So should be all good there. But that's all I had. That's all we had for Homestead. Unless you had anything else to add, Hitmaster.
Not that I could think of for Martinsville or for Homestead.
Then we can put it in the books. Well, actually, fuck. I thought I had more. I only have one piece of silly season news. It's been kind of light with silly season news lately. I know last week was a little more event filled, but not so much this week. But it was announced that Charles Denke, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He is going to be the new 23 car crew chief for the 2311 car for Bubba Wallace. So that's who will be on the pit box for them in 2025. So that was announced. So that's really that's all I had though for news. Oops. Sorry, there wasn't a whole lot, which is very surprising for me. I'll take another swig of beer while I'm at it. Dump it over my head like a NASCAR race winner. Splash it all over the crew chiefs. Whoever the fuck's in victory lane, I don't know.
Remember the story I can still remember the story. I have a thing like his. I one time had it. My dad gave it to me. I accidentally fell asleep with it. And there's a picture that my dad took of me sleeping with that. And my stepmom said, man, he had a rough night. That just cracked me up when they told me that the morning after. I was like, oh, oops.
All right, well, I know Hitmaster, you had a couple of things you wanted to touch on this episode.
Yeah, there's stuff that I would like to show off, if you know what I mean. All right, let me get him. Hold on.
My face when he's unprepared.
No, I'm prepared. They're just right next to me because they're just because oh well. So a while ago, my grandpa gave me a box of die casts and old stuff. I got 4 with me right now because I'm not bringing the whole box out, and we're not doing 2 full fucking hours of me just showing off what's in there because there's a lot of cool shit. But I grabbed a couple. Here's the first one.
You should just bring in a few every episode.
Probably, I'll probably do that, to be honest. So I have this, which I showed Tyler already, but it's a Tony Stewart Coca-Cola family bobblehead. It says at the top it was $10. I looked on frickin' eBay and all other places, $30 just for this.
It's pretty good.
Why? Look at the face.
I mean, it's on par for what they looked like at the time.
That's what it's supposed to be.
That's probably what, 2004?
2001.
Oh, okay. Well, it's pretty good for 2001.
But I said, yeah, I'm definitely, because sometime we're going to have to sell these, but I'm not selling this soon. This will be with my other bobbleheads that I have over there, and he'll be sitting nicely. So, yeah. Yeah, he was a part of the Coca-Cola. Also, I just realized the company name that made this was called Head Knockers.
Great company name.
Oof. That sounds wrong in other ways. But next one is this one's my fresh. Another Tony Stewart one. Have you ever heard of the Muscle Machines?
No.
These...
Oh, I know what those are. Yeah, I have.
Had a Jeff Gordon.
I have one of them. I don't remember who it's of. I think I've actually have a couple of them.
I had a Jeff Gordon one, but I lost it, and also I was a kid and I ate the tires off.
Come on, you can't eat rubber.
I was fucking 7. Okay, lay off. But yeah, I remember having a Jeff Gordon one, and now I have a Tony Stewart one. I don't know where the Jeff Gordon is. It's probably in the trash because I ate the fucking rubber tires, but it's okay. I can just find one on Amazon.
I have a Juan Pablo Montoya one somewhere, actually.
Because I know they made a Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr., Tony Stewart. I don't know who else they made. They probably made Rusty Wallace, of all things.
Yeah, I'd have to look. I don't remember where the fuck it is.
There's another one of a action. No. I don't know. But this was their 10-year anniversary thing. It's a John Deere Ford F-150 of the 97. Again, I remember having a car like this, but it was Jeff Gordon, and it was a Chevy with a trailer. So, yeah.
Yeah, I have that. I have that Jeff Gordon one.
Oh, lucky bitch.
I think I have another one of those too. I can't remember.
Again, I don't know where it is. It's probably thrown away because, again, rubber. Anyways, I was a weird kid back then. But anyways, I looked online, and it was $14 for that. For this. The highest bid. So, I mean...
Probably
also,
probably more for the one you have because it's a more obscure driver.
True. The muscle one was like $26.99, the highest one I looked at. So apparently those weren't expensive, but this next one is expensive because this one I looked up was $50 for the 2-pack. Now, of course, in 2005, Rusty Wallace retired in his last call. Bam. Rusty Wallace's last call, bumper sticker and sticker. $50 just for these two.
Stickers?
What? Bumper sticker and regular sticker. I wanted to show this because a lot of fans.
You should give me the. Oh my god! I could put the bumper sticker on my car. That would be so cool.
Just give me the bumper sticker. All of a sudden, I'm walking around and I'm like, Tyler, where are you at? He goes, I'm driving around, and then I see your car.
Whenever I pick you up, I would purposely back into the driveway so you could see the sticker on my car.
Here's the sticker. I mean, I have other stickers. Like I have, honestly, I can give you this one that I have in there. It's a Auto Club one. Hold on a minute. If I can ever frickin' find it. Yeah, it's right here. It's the one that Kyle Busch won at, and it was the final race that they ever raced at Auto Club. February 26, 2023. I got frickin' decals of Auto Club. I wanted pins, but I didn't look at it closely for it to say decal. So this is what I got.
Oh.
I mean, I don't care. I have the last race ever raced at Auto Club, so.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to do anything with it, but if I ever do get a car, I go on my car. Mm-hmm. Until I have to sell it. But that was it for me.
Okay. Cool beans.
I can finally put these back into the box of shame.
So before we give our special announcement, why don't we just quickly do our Martinsville preview? Before we forget. All three series are racing again this weekend. I think they're all racing the last two races. Perfect. So great stuff there. Some night race action coming for the Truck Series, and I guess kind of the Xfinity Series too. Cup Series is more of a day race, so should be really good. I mean, we know how Martinsville races with the new car, and we know how, with playoff anticipations and all that other stuff, should be pretty good action. We've seen some good stuff from Martinsville, at least, kind of with the new car, But, with that being said, don't really have any kind of clue. So, let's get down to our predictions.
Corey Heim.
I'd pick Corey Heim, but he's probably going to race a little conservative just to make sure he gets into the Championship 4.
Corey Heim.
As such, I'm going to pick Rajah Caruth to win and get in to the Final 4.
Hoggers.
And then the Xfinity Series, I'm going to go a similar route, and I'm going to pick Sammy Smith. He needs to win to get into the Final 4. So I'm going to say he does it. He did it once already this playoffs. Why can't he do it again?
Right. For the Xfinity Series, who do we have?
I already named my Xfinity pick.
Oh, you cut out there for a little bit, so that's why I didn't know. I will go with Josh Williams.
Wild pick. But you know what?
Just because, you know what? Why not?
Bold pick, actually.
And now it's time for the 100. Well, it's not the 100th, but the 100th episode of the Poker Chips. Now I have to look up to see who won, because at the end of that race, let me tell you, both our picks, me and Tyler's picks, were side by side for that spot. And I watched every bit of it. Let me real quick look at the schedule, results. So, the person, Chase Elliott, finished 5th, and Christopher Bell finished 4th. Tyler had Christopher Bell. I had Chase Elliott. Why? I get Chase Elliott, my favorite driver, once. I'm like Tyler. I choose my favorite driver, then all of a sudden, God's like, no. This is Tyler's channel. He gets the pick.
That's right, baby. He knows where his priorities are.
So, this time, Tyler gets to go first. I feel like I'm going to break this one of these days by doing this. Oh well. Looking in, I'm going to go way to the bottom. Josh Berry. Last Martinsville race for Stuart Haas.
I don't feel confident about that pick, but I think I've got the season win locked up already, so I don't think it really matters.
Actually, someone texted me a couple days ago he goes, do you know what the actual record is for your guys' channel for the Poker Chips? And I'm like, what, are you going to tell me that frickin' Tyler has the most? He goes, how did you know? Tyler has won the most Poker Chips won, and I'm like,
pretty
I've only won like 15, he said.
Good amount.
And I got these last year at Bristol Dirt. So it's like,
Damn.
That's how long we've been doing this. That's just an example.
We've been doing it earlier than that.
Ooh, I'm okay with this pick, though. I think I'm winning this one this week. I got the man that finished second last week, Ryan Blaney. Okay, I will take that, and I will run away with it.
Yeah, I'll let you have this week, okay? You can have the winner.
Just you watch. I'm calling it right now. Josh Berry is going to win. Or at least finish in front of Ryan Blaney. I'm calling it.
That would be kind of funny. That would be pretty funny.
It's going to happen. Blaney's going to wreck. He's going to be out of the playoffs, and then I'm screwed. I'm calling it. That
would be very, very funny.
That just proves God doesn't want me to win. The NASCAR gods don't want me to win. At least I could just cheer for my fucking hockey team instead.
Well, that's our picks for Martinsville. But before we go, we have a special announcement for this 100th episode. I thought we'd do I swear to God, guys, you guys might think this is a little bit of an underwhelming announcement for the 100th episode, but we kept thinking and thinking and thinking, what the hell are we going to do for this episode? What the hell are we going to do for this episode?
Do an iRacing stream later, do anything like that, but nah.
Well, you could do that.
No.
I don't have iRacing, so I can't do that. But I mean, life got in the way, got too busy, but good old buddy pal and Pomeroy came up with a good idea that we are going to announce right now. Drum roll, please.
I don't have a drum.
The podcast is getting a rebrand. No longer will it be called the Talking NASCAR Podcast. Our new name will be Live, Laugh, Left Turn. Everybody knows the signs Live, Laugh, Love that everybody had in their homes in 2009. Well, we're going to take a spin on that and call it Live, Laugh, Left Turn. This rebrand will come along with a kind of a restructuring of the podcast. We're going to kind of restructure it to seasons going through the NASCAR season. So the 2022, when we started this, will be season 1. 2023 will be season 2. This year will be season 3. And next year will be season 4. We'll go on and so forth.
So what would be this season? Would this be season 3 then?
Yeah, this is season 3 then. This restructure / rebrand will go into effect starting next season. And Pomeroy is going to be in charge of doing like the logo and the thumbnails and all that sort of stuff. So we still need time to do that. So that still will be coming into effect. So for next episode and the final episode of the season, we will still be calling it the Talk of NASCAR Podcast. And it'll be titled as such. But then after that, it will be going under a kind of rebrand and stuff. Mostly because, we kind of want to try and up a little bit of the production quality here. I say that as my monitor fucks up and I'm down to one monitor. However...
Yeah, he goes at the beginning of this. He goes, by the way, I'm at one monitor. I'm like, great. The 100th episode already hates us.
So hopefully that's not a permanent thing that will go wrong. However,
permanent shit.
Yeah. So this will go into effect next season. Now, as far as that pretty much is going to say we're not doing off-season episodes anymore. I think that just comes with it because we're going to have the seasons and then a break with the season and whatnot. As far as the New Year's Eve Spectacular episodes, I don't know how we're going to structure those, or there's going to be the start of the next season, or there's just going to be a intermittent point in between seasons. We're still kind of figuring that out, but that's a pretty small detail that we will get fixed, or I guess not fixed, but figured out, I should say, is going forward.
Better do it at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But as far as the episodes will be still. I mean, even though they're going to be structured in seasons, they'll still be kind of. We'll still mention that we're just going in a continuous form. Episode 100, 101, 102. All that kind of stuff, and kind of still going down that line. And as far as right now, the content and the structure of the podcast is still going to remain relatively the same episode by episode. Just kind of over general rebrand, kind of reform, restructure as we advance into a new time warp world thing. So that's what we had for our announcement. I hope you guys enjoy that. Again, it won't take effect until probably January. Well, it will take effect January 2025. We have the New Year's Eve Spectacular episode that should come out January 3rd, but then the first episode of the season will be January 31st. So we'll figure that out as time comes. So, but anyways, that was the announcement. Yay, rebrand. As far as what like I said, if the logo is done in the next couple of weeks. We'll reveal it here. Otherwise, you'll just see it at the first episode of the new rebrand. That's all up to Ann Pomeroy. So, but anyway, that's otherwise we had for the 100th episode of Talking NASCAR podcast. It's a very special honor. I still can't believe we're doing this, but we still roll on though. Celebration, but we gotta think to the future.
Just think, episode 1, the person that made our first thing was Jeff. You know, you have Tyler in one car, and then behind you have me in the other car trying to chase him down. And that's how it started off. But
humble beginnings it was.
Seems like yesterday we were talking about what our favorite NASCAR driver was. Now it's 100. And now we're arguing about who's better.
It goes by fast, but it's a fun ride. A fast ride, but a fun one. So, to thank you to everybody who has come on and watched. Either you just watched a minute, a full episode, or every episode. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for giving us a view, giving us a watch. And I hope you've enjoyed the content. And it will continue. Because next episode, Martinsville, we recap it. We'll preview each series Final Fours as the season really does begin to draw to a close. It is pretty crazy that we are this close to the end of the season. I'm very excited. Kind of sad because I don't like when NASCAR season ends. But I'm also excited because fun times to crown champions. So, and as far as being a guest, that doesn't change at all, except for that does change.
Except he's blurry.
Yeah, I know that happens sometimes, you know.
Now he's back.
If you still want to be a guest though on the Talking NASCAR podcast, we always are welcoming new guests. All you gotta do is join the Pringles London Company Discord. Link is in the description down below. Request the Talking NASCAR role from either me or Hitmaster. We'll get you on. Figure out a time to record some Talking NASCAR. Soon to be called the Live, Laugh, Left Turn podcast. So, but otherwise, guys, that's going to do for this video. Stay tuned for other much more amazing content from both me and Hitmaster. Until next time, we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.